Hello, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to another wonderful episode of Lupus Has No Face podcast, where we talk about real life, real problems, and why did I just get brain fog? Listen, I do not care. It's one of these days I got brain fog. So many things have happened since I'm on my way to the studio. It's insane. I'm going to tell y'all about it in a minute. But beyond Lupus and beyond, I'm your host, Savannah Burks, and we have our lovely guest, Mickell Dent, is in the building today, all the way from the A.
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing?
I'm good, Queen. Yes.
When I tell you my emotions is going right now, they is going right now. I'm still trying to calm down. My toe is throbbing, but we here. We here. So we getting the job done.
Yes, ma'am.
So with all that being said, thank you. So listen, I've told her before. I'm gonna tell you again, you make me so nervous. Like every time I'm in your presence, I'll be nervous and I don't know why. It's like you bring like the little kid out of me. Yeah. But I don't care. I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't care. Everybody look up to somebody. You and somebody I still look up to this day. I love everything that you're doing. I love everything that you did. I love the things that I was blessed to be a part of, and the things that I wasn't able to be a part of. You know, I'm like, what? Like a little kid. Like I'm not gonna be like, no, I gotta stand on your neck. But that's a little bit, you know, that I had to give y'all. But you are my girl for real. Like I love you a whole bunch, and you still just make me nervous. I don't know if that was brain fog or just my nerves. So I'm gonna have to keep it real.
Thank you. I received that so much. I don't take that lightly. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. I really do.
Thank you. So I don't know which one it was, y'all, but we gonna get to it. So we got Mickell all the way from the A. I literally just text her and asked her when she can be on the show, and she hit me right back. So the stars literally aligned, and she was in the city today. Yeah. So I had to bump one of my other guests to a different date. Just to get my girl, because I've been trying to get her for a minute. You know, time has aligned.
I was like, you know what? Put me on the map, Queen. I got you. I
was getting all the information. I was like, well, you know, we're gonna have to reschedule you because she's coming all the way from the A, and I've been trying to get her. So
yes, and shout out to your team, baby, because they had that turnaround, no flyers, this, that. I was like, okay, team, they better. Yeah.
Thank you. Shout out to Tone. Thank you, Tone Deaf Radio in the building, TDR podcast. He does treat me very, very well.
Yes, them turnarounds don't be turning around and like that. I was like, ooh.
Especially dealing with somebody of your caliber. We had it, not that I lack on anything that I do, but I didn't have time to pub you at all. I normally start pubbing on Sundays. Mm-hmm. So I only had not even 24 hours to pub you. So it was like quick. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, Mr. Tom.
Business bestie.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because them flyers and the promo, I was like, yeah, this is very elite style. Like, and I appreciate that. That's how I like to be represented, you know, and I love seeing my people grow. But it's like, yeah, this is what it is. This is how our flyer is supposed to look. It was amazing. I didn't have any complaints. And normally I'd be sending things back shout out to my hubby. Like, that's the marketing guru. So I find little, but that I'm like, oh, this is flawless. Let's get to it. Let's go. Yeah.
That makes me happy. That makes me so happy because we all is one. So thank you so much, Tom. Keep doing what you're doing. Behind the scenes matters. So we're gonna jump right into it. So, Miss Mickell, can you tell us about your journey, what inspired you to become a therapist and create Boss Fly Girls?
Yes, my journey. I'm still journeying, but what made me just start what wanted to become a therapist is one, mental health run big in my family. I didn't really understand it, I didn't understand it at all. I just knew some people in my family were a little different. I remember a few of my cousins I looked up to, like I used to watch them get their makeup done, do their own makeup, and used to be like, oh, I can't wait till I can wear their heels. And just seeing them transition, because they was diagnosed later with schizophrenia. So seeing them transition to someone that used to be models and videos and all of that, and then transition to we as little teens at that time, is just seeing them talking to themselves in the middle of the street, because a lot of my cousins at the same time start transitioning their minds and start like having diagnosis of some type of mental health diagnosis. I didn't really understand it. And I also remember growing up when my aunt, she used to have schizophrenia, so she used to talk to herself a lot. And I remember my mom telling me like, this runs in the family, trying to educate me. But back then they used to call it demons. So they used to try to cast out the demons and my auntie and stuff like that, or pray over her. And when I started being a mentor and really understanding mental health on a deeper level, when my youth was like, some of their care coordinators would suggest that they would take medication, and the parents really didn't understand it. Like, no, we ain't giving them no medication. Depression, we all depressed. We from the hood, everybody depressed. And not understanding that there's a difference between being depressed and being like severe depression. It was just beat her ass if she didn't want to go to school, not really understand it. And I get it, but not really understanding her brain literally would not allow her to. So I say all that to say, I'm like, you know what? I need to understand this on a deeper level. Being a mentor was not just enough for me. I wanted to really understand the brain and how that works. Like, what made you do the things you do? And I went to school. And when I went to school, I went back to school. And I always tell the story. I'll never forget the teacher writing different scenarios on the board. And we were supposed to say if they was high stressors or traumatic events. For an example, have you ever heard a gunshot when you were in your room? I'm like, stressor. Have you ever, like, so much stuff with stressor? And when she revealed the answers, I'm like, my life is traumatic. Like, all this stuff was normal. It's so normalized. And that's when I knew, like, no, I need to be a therapist, because I need to speak my people language so they can understand that we're living in a war zone that we don't even know. Like, looking at statistics, and when I got really deep in it and understanding the things in the inner city of Milwaukee that's normalized to us, it's worse than somebody who visited Iraq. Like, and we just normalize it. So that's what made me first become a therapist. But what made me get serious in therapy is when I had my own therapist and I saw how it was really helping me think different and my mindset was changing. And I'm like, oh no, I got all my people got to know about this. So it made me really get heavy in it. And then to answer your second question about Boss Fly Girls, being a therapist. So now, boom, I'm a therapist. I'm doing my thing. Being a therapist, I didn't realize how much women, men too, but women specifically, these was boss women I was seeing. And I'm like, you don't even know who you are. You don't know who you are, and it's some blockage. So that's what made me like, I want to do a movement with Boss Fly Girls where I can really help women understand what got them stuck. Like, you don't have to pretend to be this. You can get over imposter syndrome. You can really own who you are. It's just this blockage that's holding us back. How do I know? Because I had that blockage that I had to get through. So that's what made me start the movement, Boss Fly Girls, because I know there's nothing like women when they ignite their power. And if we do that together, baby, the world can't do nothing with us.
I was just gonna say, to go back to that, like, you had to shed it all off you in order to even create that movement. because you
Absolutely.
synced it and you just like, oh, because people will look at you and be like, she's such a boss, but not even knowing you dealt with your own quote unquote demons and you overcame that, and now you're reaching back out for the community.
Absolutely. And if I'm being 100 and funky, I still fight demons. You have to fight demons. What I'm doing is I'm not trying to, because we're taught in society that no one suffers. Everybody got their life together. You're supposed to have this by age X, Y, and Z. And that did something to me mentally. So when I went through my own therapy and when I went to really tap into God and really understand like what it's about, what this world is all about, and I really started getting connected, I realized how much society trick us, like really trick us to make us think this and this all. So in that, I was okay with looking at my demons, and I learned to dance with them instead of running away from them. So I want to be transparent for those who watching. You never heal. You can heal through some things, but you never arrive. It's never not a fight anymore. So for me, you are absolutely correct. I had to start transforming myself. I know now, especially after doing TED Talk, the intense training they take you through, I had to become everything I was saying. And I didn't know when I first wrote my speech that I was going to go through this so much, but now I get it. Only the transformed can transform. I don't have to speak confidence now. Although people from afar will look like, oh, she this. But now when you're in the room with me, you just feel it. Even if I open my mouth, because of me going through the transformation, like you said, shedding. So now when I speak to a young lady, I can speak from a different power because now I know what you've been through because I've been through it, but I also got through it. So let me hold your hand. Let me meet you where you are so you don't feel ashamed on those things society say we can't say out loud. Let me say them first out loud so you can know it's okay, so you can not suffer in silence.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I feel like we need the whole episode, like different break. Yeah, because you touching on so many different things. And that was just the first question that I even asked you. We are dissecting this thing. No, seriously, like I'm gonna just touch a little bit on it and I'm gonna move along. I don't want to. But when you say the norm, it's crazy how people so I'm gonna rewind. You say people never heal, right? So for me, answer me if I'm wrong or whatever. I feel like people choose not to heal if they keep reliving the same thing, right? I feel like they're not doing the work. They choose not to break through and do the homework to get through it. Now, I do understand to your point of view when you said never be healed, because it's always going to be something that you're going through. And if it affects you and hurts you or break you down, you got to get over that and you got to heal from that. So I do get that. Am I receiving that the proper way?
You're receiving it, but let's be clear. I'm not saying like no one ever heals. You can heal from something. But when I say people never heal, I'm saying you never arrive. Sometimes we're fighting this fight of becoming our ultimate self and we think, oh, I'm going to become my ultimate self. No, you're your ultimate self now. You just need to massage her and be a better version of her and walk into her. Because if you're waiting for this arrival moment where you're healed all together and you have become and became, you're lying to yourself. It's always evolving, because I can be healed from one thing, but now I opened up a new vessel when I'm getting closer to you. So you might do something that I thought I was healed from that used to trigger me from my old best friend in high school. And I'm like, and now I'm acting funny or weird to you, but I'm thinking I'm healed. No, you be put in different situations that would trigger certain things. So can people heal from situations? Absolutely. I think about it like this. I'm an EMDR expert, right? So that is a form of, it's a tool that we utilize when you're a trauma expert or you're working on the brain and things like that. If you're a therapist, that's one of the tools, the lens we look at the world from. So everything that we do is called your therapeutic orientation. So that's mine. That's like, how do you view therapy? It's EMDR. What EMDR says, you're not the thing that happened to you. It's how your brain processed. So let me take you back to the thing that happened and help you reprocess it. For an example, if you had an absent father and who wasn't in your life, an absent father, you may have told yourself that no one loves me, I'm not good enough. Can you heal that part of you? Yes. If we go back and we say, your father being absent had nothing to do with you, and I trained you on that, and he just wasn't shit. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Now, does it hurt still? Yeah, but you won't now try to go after people to get that love, because you'll understand that it's self-love, not from somebody else, so you can heal that part, but it might be somebody else that you go over and beyond for. That's a different type of trigger. So that's why I say you never fully heal, because things trigger us. It's just being aware. That's my goal as your therapist, to make you aware and provide you with tools. So when you are attacked with it, you now know what to do.
I love how you broke it down, because that's exactly what I was getting at with it. Because so many people be like, well, I went through this, and they pause their life for so long or forever and never do exactly what it is that they want to do, because they always go back to who hurt them and what they went through. And so you broke it down exactly how I needed for you to break it down for the people to receive it, to actually move on. So I thank you for that.
Thank you for asking.
When you hear the word unmask, what comes to your mind personally?
When I hear the word unmask, what comes to my mind is being the real you, being the real you, unapologetically, authentically, and being in a situation where you are okay with being vulnerable. And that's what I mean. And sometimes when I say unmasked, a lot of people think that wearing a mask is something bad. Wearing a mask is not bad. That's our brain's primary job, is to protect us. So sometimes we need to wear a mask. However, when you wear the mask so long and you mistake your personality for that mask, or you forget to take the mask off, that's where the problem happens. So when I say unmasked, to me, that's giving yourself permission just to be you. So you can now understand that you are enough. That mask was supposed to protect you. It wasn't supposed to become you. So when I say unmasked, I'm saying, baby, unmasked, it's okay to be you. That's what I mean when I say unmasked.
So is it fair to say, when people take off the mask, and for those that do not understand what a mask is, when they say fake, how does that go about?
I think that wearing a mask is not necessarily, don't mean you're fake. When I say masks are things that our brain developed for us. For an example, some of us wear a mask of survival. Growing up in inner city, 53206, I had to wear a mask. I'm a sweetheart. I'm nice. However, being nice in the inner city, it's gonna come with some consequences if you're too nice, you know. So I had to wear this tough mask, and I had to do what I had to do when I had to do it. That wasn't me being fake. That's what my brain developed for it to protect me. I'm every bit of Mickey as well, though. I just created the mask. I'm not being fake. That's part of who I am as well. Fake to me is just something different. Fake to me is when you are being something you're not. You know, I believe that the masks are things that we internally develop for protection. I don't think that it is being fake.
Thank you for that, because I feel like people, we have different parts of us, and that still makes up who we are as a whole. Fake is something totally different outside of that. We are not who we are 5 years ago, but that's a part of us that made a part of our character, our growth process, our personality, all of that.
Yeah, to me, fake is, when we think about fake and then we think about mask, to me, in my opinion, this is not my therapist hat on, this is an opinion, not an expert, okay? My opinion, my professional opinion, not fact-based, is when you're being fake, you are aware of who you are, and you don't like something about you so much that you have to pretend to be something that you are not. A lot of the times people wear masks because they are afraid to sit with themselves, like it's trauma, or our brain want to protect it. So it's something you feel you have to do. To me, when people, and it's a thin line, but to me, when I say someone is fake, it got to do with like lies, and you're presenting an entire different image than what you're not. A mask is a part of you. You're just putting on that mask for protection. Whereas when you're fake, where's the protection? You're being fake because society told you that you're supposed to be this and that to be considered successful in this. So you're lying about it so you can fit in. That's fake. Being fake is being in a room where, say for an example, say if me and you beefing and Tone invited me, I might put on a mask and be like, hey, how you doing? That's it. Being fake is being in your face, telling you, I'm gonna invite you here, I'm gonna do that. That's where you draw the line, okay? So that's the difference to me between being fake and then when it comes to masks.
I love how you broke that down. So we're gonna move on to mindset, as one of your favorite things to talk about. You often talk about how everything begins with mindset. Why is cultivating the right mindset so crucial for people living with auto conditions or not?
Everything starts with the mind. Everything starts with the mind. Your mind tells you when to eat. Your mind tells you when to sleep. Your mind tells you what to think. Your mind tells you to put one foot before the other foot so you can walk. Your mind, the way you perceive the world is all in your mind. So it starts with the mindset. A lot of the times, because I'm a transformational coach and I started off as a business coach. And some people will be like, well, what's the difference? Because I realized as a business coach, I can give people the tools, but if your mind is not there, you're not going to be receptive to any of it. It starts with the mind. The mind is the engine. Can you start a car without an engine?
No,
unless you got a Tesla or something, but like the regular cars, it's so fancy nowadays. With the regular cars, you can't start it without an engine. So why do people think that you can start anything without protecting or understanding the engine inside of your body? You can't start anything. You can't start a car without an engine. So why do you believe you can start all these other things without making sure you can crank up your mindset? So with individuals who may be exposed to autoimmune disease, or any type of mental health or any type of dilemma. And I always say the mind is everything. The mind controls everything. So for an example, if you're saying to yourself, I got this disease, now it becomes you. And every symptom that disease have, it now becomes you, because that's what you told your mind. Your mind gonna do what you tell it to do. But if you like, that's not who I am. I am who I am, and I'm someone who experiences this disease, and you have it like that, then that disease won't become you. It won't be your reason why you can't. You're gonna make your brain be in survival mode when it's like, oh, me, I have this disease. Now, don't get me wrong, it is a lot dealing with it. I've experienced some things throughout my life where I had, was faced with some just life-threatening situations. However, your mindset, because if you tell your mind that you're better and you're going to heal and you're going to do better, then guess what? You start behaving that way. You start acting that way. You trick your mind. And sometimes your mind won't even remember you had, oh, dang. For an example, last week, in my mind, I was a 20-year-old and I was dipping a little low. The next day, I'm like, why am I burning? Because you thought you was 20-something years old. Why? Because before I went into the event, I was like, I'm gonna have a good time. Like, I'm turning up. But then the next day. So that's why I'm so important with mine, because I learned that on my own. It does start with the mindset. If you tell yourself you don't have it or you can't do it, you block yourself for even thinking about the possibilities of the world.
For sure. I can speak a little bit on that. Like, I'm gonna speed it all the way up to when I met you. Mm-hmm. I still do the hard work now. But before that, I was doing the hard work, and I got played a lot when it came to business. Because going into with a trust, I feel like for my motto is I gotta trust you before anything. I don't want to learn to trust you, because then I will never trust you, because you're going to always do something to make me feel uneasy. That's just human nature for me. So I trust you until you do something for me not to trust you. So I got played when it came to business a lot. And so now I'm just like, I'll pay you to do it. You know what I mean? I'll pay you to do it. But when I ran into you, you like, no, I know how you doing that. You got time. I used to be so frustrated with you. I used to be like, why you just can't do it? Like, why can't you just do this for me? Like, but she wasn't having it. But you also taught me something very, very important, because within that year, I went through something. I went through a lot too. Having somebody run my business to the point where they knew my business more than I knew my business. And when that person was deleted, I didn't know anything. So it's like, I didn't even know my business. All I did was show up and present. And I'm like, dang. So I get it now. And I thank you for that. But so it does all starts with the mindset. Yes. Now I can just spit it out with ease, with my eyes closed. Before, it was, I had somebody else doing it for me. And it's like, now, when you reach the point of having money, some things I would still like to hold close to me, because when you run your own business and when you know your business, how you know your business, nobody can mess you over, because you can always overlook everything that somebody else is doing.
Yes.
So, yes.
And I love you said that, because it was so funny. You used to be frustrated. I'm like, I don't care. So the reason why I was doing that, because I could have took your money and did it, but then that's not the type of coach I am. I understand I got a higher purpose. I'm gonna teach you how to do it. And I used to be like, you either gonna pay me this or I can teach you. And then you be like, okay. But look what happened though. Now you can run your business, because what service? If I get hit by a bus or something tomorrow, now you don't know how to do anything. I get my reward. I believe in good karma that for real, for real. A lot of things I do for people, I get paid in the back end from God. So I'm like, no, it's bigger than money for me. If that was the case, I'll go sign a contract with these other. It's always been bigger than money for me. It's you, seeing you transform, seeing this setup, seeing the flyer, seeing I'm smiling like she get it. She get it. Because if we pay everybody, to me, that's fraud. Like, how are we going to speak on a mission? And that's what it is. Glow. How am I going to speak on Glow, but I pay everybody to do everything for Glow and I'm just speaking on statistics? No. Put me in front of the camera, ask me anything about you, statistics, what is going on, what's this? I'm going to know it because that's my heartbeat. So if it's your heartbeat, you got to always stay connected to the business. Now, I don't do all the things I used to do because you got to grow. You know, you got to grow and you can't focus too much in the business and not work on the business. So sometimes you got to, however, I'm still over check in once a week with this person, that person, because that's your heart. You got to always stay connected. Otherwise, somebody will be able to snatch it away. And I don't want to do that to you. I wanted you to know the value of you. You are someone who is the face of this, not because you're just the face, not because God gave it to you. Only no, it's because you also experienced it. You're going to be able to say things and present it in a whole different lens than somebody else. So that's why I used to be like, no, Savannah, you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to, all right, I'm going to start it. Now you pick, is it A, B, or C? I ain't doing that part.
I just get off that phone. I just like, oh, she gets on my last freaking.
But then I tell you, I said, sometimes you're going to love me and sometimes I'm going to get on your nerves because I know it.
But I respect you so much for that because it turned me up in a whole nother way. Yep. Like, I be like, can't nobody tell me about my business. Can't nobody speak on nothing. Yes, like, even though my team is dope, they don't do nothing unless they run it past me. And I love that space now. But I got you to think that for it. And then you also, I'm getting a little bit off topic, y'all, but I'll be back. Give me a second. Right. I love being connected with you because you have introduced me to some real authentic women. When I say real authentic women, they are true to themselves. They are hard workers. They don't gatekeep. They are just, the energy is there. You know what I'm saying? It's unmatched. So it's, for me, it's like words can't really describe it. You have to be in the setting. So to have somebody literally like you, how they say, you know, one person making, they bring it up, you literally actually is doing that. And it seems like I've been knowing you forever, but I've been knowing you for such a small amount of time, but you have grown like crazy. I'm talking about crazy. I'm like, whoa, you know, and you never left your team behind. And you are always watching. How you say your word has always been your word. And with that alone, like, it's just hats off to that.
Thank you.
Like, so I appreciate that. For real. Like, I appreciate
that you saying that because I even remember like in the beginning when I was first, because you was like one of my first cohorts of coaching where I'm like, okay, I'm really about to, and I just remember telling y'all like, take notes from me because it's gonna be a time if y'all ain't here, then you're not gonna have this access like you used to. I'm not gonna be like I am right now. I'm not gonna be that. Watch me grow because this is how you gonna have to grow. You're gonna have a team. People, you're gonna have to separate the access people have to you. Because one thing I did learn is when you take your super cape off, everybody can't receive that the same. What do I mean by that? I have some people I let go because I let them in too close and they saw, because I am very transparent, especially after doing the TED. I have no choice but to be more authentic and vulnerable and say I'm not okay when I'm not okay and not be embarrassed about life. It's life, right? But some people I allow in prematurely, and when they saw a version of me who wasn't this boss, what I am on social media, they kind of stop respecting me in the sense of I'm still not her. I'm still her. I'm just sad today and I'm not in a good mood today. And they mistaken that. So you have to be mindful of who you allow to see with your cape off, because some people will get you fucked up and then you got to show them real quick. So for me, it's just, it's that balance. It's really that balance. So for you to say that, I love it because you have also respected the growth. Like, okay, I respect where you are now. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some people like, who she thinks she is now. I mean, I'm at a point I don't care no more, but I used to then be like that. But you've always respected where I am now and where my journey is now and how I've got to be like, I don't like to do it, but I got to stick to this. Like, this was the deadline. I can't be texting everybody like, come on, y'all, 2 more. I ain't doing that. I'm going to put it out there. First come, first serve. So thank you in return is what I'm saying for respecting my growth and understanding where I am now, because you do have to keep that separation and everybody can't come with you.
And that is true. And I'm gonna say one more last thing and move on. Like, you had a private talk with me. We was out of the States. But because of our relationship and because of the certain parts that I sent to you on how we are with each other, publicly, privately, everything like that, I received it without any, like, you know what I mean? Like, and normally it don't be like that for me. So that just told me a lot about myself too. And I was okay with that because I'm like that in a lot of ways too. And I want people to be okay with how I come at them in that way and respect it and just do it, because if you respect me, you're going to do it.
Yes.
So
and you should be able to come to people like that. If they love you, like, there's no way. And I had to grow to be this person. But in my circle, my girls keep it real with me. So I'm at a point now, if I can't keep it real with you, no shade, cool, but you going over there. You can't come to my circle, because my circle tell me when I'm doing too much. My circle tell me when that's not a good look. I know you want to calm Mickey down. That's not a good look. We need you to go up in there like that. Like my mama in a minute. Like some stuff happened recently with my son, and I had to call some people I ain't have to talk to in some years. And she was like, "Don't be Mickey. Okay, I know you don't like these people, but Mickey, don't be Mickey." Okay. So the whole time I'm on the phone with this person, and they ears, I don't even want to talk to them. But my mama was in my head, like, they'll say something, I'll be like, don't be Mickey. So you need those people, is what I'm saying. And if you true to who you are and you really authentic and you really want to boss up and be whoever, you supposed to be able to receive that. If you can't, you got some healing to do.
Nope. Yep. And Tone be your mom in my head. You be your mom in my head. Like, it's, y'all have said plenty of times. I like, ooh,
it ain't easy. It's not.
Just be like, ooh,
and it's not easy.
And it's just raw. Like, I be wanting to talk, and you be like, you good? You gonna be good? Okay, I'm gonna talk to you later. I'm like, that's it.
Yes. Let me let you sit in that. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you in a minute. Yeah, right. And I'm gonna holler at you later.
But I love you for that, though.
Yeah.
I love all my people that's been authentic for that, because I like to be who I am.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, I shouldn't have to pretend. Like, if I'm peed right now, that's what I am. If I say I need to have a talk with you, that's what we need to have a talk. Don't avoid me. Like, that's just what it is. So
it is. See, you got me going, because I remember, like, my lawyer, I had told her, I said, look, because she used to see therapist Mickell Dent, and it was a case that I'm in with my ex-husband with the kids, and I just snapped, and she was like, I'm not used to it. I said, you need to get used to her, because if you're gonna be my lawyer, I need you to know all sides of me, and then you let me say how I feel it, and then you're gonna tell me how I need to go in this courtroom, and we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna get through what we gotta get through. But I'm not fit to pretend no more. I am me. This is something that's hard for me. We're talking about my kids and somebody who potentially is on the spectrum for something. I won't say it and throw it out there. But this is what we dealing with. And y'all talking about my kids, and you think I'm finna still be therapist Mickell D? No, I'm not. Y'all got me effed up, and this judge got me effed up if they ain't seeing through this. And I need a lawyer that know how to say it in lawyer talk that y'all got my girl effed up. That's reality.
Oh my God, I need you back. I need you back here on the show, because
what we doing? Why we not even this some bullshit?
Oh my God. Okay, so listen, I was in public. Matter of fact, I was at an ER, and my sibling, older sibling, and a niece was there, and my mom was there, and I don't talk to, and I was going there to figure out what was going on. Now we got everybody there. People come up to me nowadays that know who I am off of everything that I'm doing. So I don't know who knew me in there. I went in there, haven't talked to her in years. Hi, sat down, she sit up here and say, well, you said you couldn't have no, my niece asked me, do you think my grandma gonna be okay, which is my mom? And I said, well, I don't know her care plan of action. I haven't seen it. And then that was right for that other person to jump in. Oh, right, because you don't have access to nothing. Oh, right, because you said we banned you. I'm like, you did. So she called the facility. oh, did such and such, what she says my name. Did she try to get any information? Can you give her any information? No, we cannot give her any information. I've been saying this for long. You did that. You know what I'm saying? But no, she didn't stop there. Oh, when the last time have you been up there? So it just turned into something very loud, very cameras everywhere. And it was just like, I couldn't take it no more. So that Savannah professional side, no, the other side of me came out because you're playing in my face right now. And I couldn't take it no more. So I totally understand that. And my niece is like, I can't believe you did that. What? Your mom is about to hit me. So I was just sit there and let her hit me. Like, no, no. But everybody is on my coattail, like, you're not supposed to be acting like that. Says who? You know what I mean? So I totally get where you're coming from, but people need to understand. And I was so hard on myself after that, but it went in my favor after, the law enforcement and all that stuff got involved. They think that she was antagonizing me. So, I say that to say, like, just because people are professional does not mean they don't got the other side. You cannot be doing that to people.
We got to be more mindful, because when you're a light and you have a calling on your, because I used to be like, oh, professional, be professional. You can take my therapist license. You can take the name glow. You can take all of that. At the end of the day, I still serve God. I'm still a light, and you cannot have that. So I stopped saying, oh, I can't be professional, and start focusing on me as a light. God qualified me. Y'all said I was not qualified. God qualified me. So that is the person I got to speak to. That's the person that understands the things. However, when those triggering situations happen, then I reflect, like, why did this bother me? When he said that, why did I really feel away? And once you realize that and you get to that root, now they can't even do it, because there is power in not responding when somebody do it. Not because you got to just be like, oh, you better not, but really not caring, really getting to that point. But in order for us to do that, we first have to say, what really is the reason why I snapped out like that? Was it because she was coming to me? Because she could have came to you in the way when you was in a great mood, you had your emotional regulation top tier, you just got out of therapy session. She could have came to you that same way, and you wouldn't have responded that way. So sometimes stuff be a little deeper, but it's what you said. I can't believe you. I need you to believe that I would. So don't try me next week, okay? Because I could, because I'm still me. I'm just an evolved me.
Yeah. And I did that because I was over the situation, but it was her standing up for me. So now you're standing up. So now, no,
you're a threat. Our brain primary job is to protect us. And my brain says she's about to hit you. Protect yourself. Let's stop doing that. We got to stop doing that to us, quote unquote, professional people. I am human at the end of the day, period. Strip all of that. At the end of the day, my name is Mickell. You understand what I'm saying? So if you think you're going to stand up over me, a girl who came from the inner city of Milwaukee, especially now, y'all think you might have been able to get away with that a few years ago, but now, because I know whose I am, and I said, I wish you would stand over me. You shouldn't have stood over me, and I'm gonna go with that. I'm not gonna be thinking, oh, therapist, no, threat. That's what it is. And sometimes we don't got to think about it. Our brain automatically is going to respond, because that's what our brain's supposed to do. So don't stand over me.
Yeah, and that was that.
Yeah.
What mental blocks or limited beliefs do you see most often in clients who are struggling to thrive with chronic illnesses?
They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. I see that in my therapy clients. I see that in my business coaches, my business clients, colleagues, myself, before I had to heal through that. They don't believe they deserve it. That's why they're not owning it the way they're supposed to. That's why they don't step in rooms the way they're supposed to. That's why it's a facade on Instagram or social media, period, like that. But when they go home, they don't believe it, because they don't believe they deserve it. And that's what the type of coach I am now. Yes, I'm a licensed therapist, but I want to operate in transformational coach more now. Why? Because I want to help you transform your mind, so you know you deserve that lifestyle that you're going after. If you don't believe you deserve it, then it's an afterthought. When you know you deserve that thing, when you know you deserve it, when you know in your heart that you deserve it, and you make up your mind, no one can stop you. Now I can coach you the way I need to coach you. If I can't get through that blockage of you believing that you deserve it, there's nothing. You're wasting your time. I get to the point now where it's like, here's your money. I'm not the coach for you, because I'm a different person. I don't coach how I used to coach. That version of me did coach that way, and I was supposed to when I was supposed to. However, this version of me is, I'm not your therapist. I'm your transformational coach. And I don't mind saying you're going to get some therapy because that's in me. I just love the brain and that. However, if it's deeper and I got to convince you that you supposed to do your business, I'm not the coach for you. I need the people who know that that's their business, but they just need to get the blockage to be removed. Like they got to understand how to reprocess some things. And then, but if you so trauma like bounded and you stuck on that and you don't even think you deserve it at all, there's nothing to business. You're wasting your money. So anybody out there who have a business coach or a business mentor or that you're paying or anything like that, if you don't believe you deserve it, I would say pause. And either if your coach is not a therapist or a lifestyle type of coach or more like the transformational coach that can help you get over barriers, you're wasting your money. You're going to play.
So they need therapy first before they even can come.
Or a person who can speak from a therapeutic lens. There are some, like my big sister, Janine, shout out to my girl.
I love her.
She's not a licensed therapist, but she's psychology. And some people get it natural, right? And she is a licensed coach, a life coach. She has the tools to help you with blockage. So you don't have to necessarily go to therapy. Just have someone who got the understanding of brain and blockages and all of that. Then you in the right league. But if you're paying someone who is this, do that, you wasting your money. How do I know? I'm not saying it from a therapist lens. I'm saying it because I wasted thousands of dollars because I wasn't ready, because I didn't believe that I deserved it. I didn't believe that it was mine. It looked cute. I thought I wanted it, but I didn't believe that I deserved it. So I wasted thousands and thousands of dollars after coaches and coach until I found out I do deserve this. And I got Ted to thank for that because I didn't really know. That's why you see a different coach, because it's like, I deserve it. I don't care what Milwaukee say. I know I deserve it. I know the work I put in. I know my mentors I be around. I deserve it. I believe that now. So now that's not, a lot of people know Les Brown. I'm not afraid to sit with Les. I was kicking that with Les at his house. Now, before I was like, oh my gosh, Les, because I didn't believe I deserved it. No, I deserve to be here. I know what God is doing in my life. You know,
you remind me on a lot of ways of Taraji, only because there's not a lot of Black and brown people telling their story after they become successful. And you ain't just like, oh yeah, I did that and moving on. You like, yeah, and yeah, and yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm still.
We went to go see you at the TED Talk. I didn't know that you didn't think that you deserved that at the TED Talk. What? How? You showed up like effortlessly.
Because by then I knew I deserved it. But when I first signed up for TED, I didn't. I just was checking something off my checkbox. Like I had a dream to do TED Talk one day. So I put that out in the universe, and shout out to my girl Tashima. She has she don't even remember sending me this lady link. Like, and I'm like, I never forget. Like part of the passage to get to where you are. And I'm like, yeah, you sent me the link. She didn't have to hold my hand. Did you do it? No. When she sent it, I just did it. Why? Because I'm like, okay, God, I did just say this. Like, boom, here you go. Working 9 to 10 months every single week. And on top of every single week, having to meet with your coach, your state, that's gonna break some things out of you. Like I'm going through that. I was going through so much. My son almost like was left for dead. Like got into a situation. My oldest daughter was in college, then left college. My kids' dad, I told y'all, with my boss fly girl, is very transparent with that, doing petty stuff, like wanting me to go to jail. Like I'm dealing with all this stuff. It forced me to be vulnerable. I grew up in the house. My mama like, what goes on in my house stays in my house. I am a private person. People see me on social media. You don't know me. I'm private like that. All of those situations and being vulnerable and having to open up and really having to become what my speech was about, removing the mask. That's why I now know I deserve it. So when you like, I didn't see, that's why. Because what you saw was the aftermath, not the 9 months of crying, the blood, snotty nose. Literally, because I couldn't even believe that I was telling people what was going on in my life. But that's why I'm able to show up. Like you mentioned, Taraji, shout out to my girl. I'm going to talk to her one day. I'm putting that out there too. But because it taught me to not run from your story. Your story is a part of your journey. Your story going to save somebody's life. Look how many stories we read in the Bible and we commend them and we look up to them as heroes. But then I'm supposed to dim my light because I've been through something. No.
Woo, girl, you got me all over here just like, woo.
Because society be lying, Savannah. Society make us feel so shameful for going through that. Do you know how many women reached out to me after seeing my TED? You know how many colleges showed my TED Talk for classes and all of that? And that was because I am what I was. I thought I had to wear a mask presenting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I had to wear this mask and sound professional and all that. And when right before I was for to go on, D was like,
that's so
these
niche,
people, they running off step, babe. You gonna have to just be you. Just be you. Don't try to get it. Be you. And I was able just to really show up as me. So I received that when you say like you. Thank you, because it took some work. It took some work, girl.
Man, people don't even. You want? Oh, okay. So we're gonna pause. We're not pause for a second, but I always have my guests read some of the comments that's on the screen. So you want to read some of the comments that's on the screen?
Girl, I forgot we was on the podcast. I was so listening. Oh yeah, we are on the podcast live. Hey y'all. My homegirl Tashima, of course, that name is gonna pop out right away. And she just was saying like such an amazing experience, amazing journey. We're getting our brain is a robot and we control it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And she just shared that with her first class last Friday. I'm so proud
of you. I could not get the see people be so y'all be so last minute. I need things. I just booked my calendar up to November. I be needing things ahead of time. That's not how y'all work in Milwaukee.
Sometimes it be like that. It be on the fly. Like, and I know you ain't talking. You done had your moment.
I have my moment.
Where it's last minute, but when you get to a certain, you be like, okay, in advance. Like somebody just asked for me to do something in February. I'm like, oh no, I'm already booked. It's like the more you're booked, the more you like, oh dang, I should have, but I couldn't. Sorry, girl. So that's what it is. But shout out to her. Congratulations. That's my girl Tashima. Me and her met at one of my downest moments where we both was speakers. I was the keynote speaker. Baby, I showed up with rollers, crying, snot in my nose because I wasn't going to come because I was down, but I didn't realize that was the beginning of God saying, show up as you are. You're not perfect and it's okay. Me getting there is how I started, but halfway through my speech, baby, I was back to who I am, you know, and so many people was able to connect to me because I was vulnerable, literally rollers. I told them to get out their phones. I said, go to mickellD.com. And they went. I said, that's who y'all thought was going to show up today, ain't it? But I'm showing up as me. I just went through something with this. I just did this. I just whatever. I wasn't going to come. But God said, just get there. So sometimes it looks like this. So shout out to my girl Tashima. I always just am so proud of her when I see her
doing some dope.
And our brain is our robot and we control it. Like for real. We literally control think about it, where we are now. You are where you are now based off a decision you made. Everything that happened in your life, and we be like, they did this. What about you?
Yeah, for sure. It's a decision I made, things that got presented, people that I around. But I did the work. At the end of the day, I go home in my own bed and I have to choose to continue to do the work.
And sometimes we don't know. So then we got to show ourselves grace. Because the type of niggas I used to, can I be real? Or is this, I don't know.
Go ahead.
Okay, because the type
normally we don't, but go ahead. I'm going to have my girl do her thing.
the type of dudes I used to talk to when I was younger, I wouldn't dare talk to now. But I got to show myself grace because at that time I used to be in love. And we made a baby because I was in love with that type of dude. And then I can't cry because he a deadbeat. You made that decision. I can cry, but when are we going to take some type of ownership? He didn't rape me. I laid down. I was in love with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? So again, so many times we go like this and we don't rarely go like this. Not saying that you got to be mad at yourself. No, you show yourself grace. But every decision where our life is right now, God has choice. You made a decision to get you right here, whether you chose to keep staying, whether you got in that car the first time, whether you whatever. I'm not blaming you, but I'm saying it was your choice to do something that got you right here, right now. We are the controllers. The brain just the robot.
For sure. I totally agree with that. Lord Jesus. Okay. How can someone begin reframing their thoughts so they can move from survival to truly living?
I love that. Y'all can join my ABCs. Y'all can join my boot camp. You know, shout out, shameless plug. Go to bossflygirls.com. But what you can do yourself is pause, ask yourself, where am I? Is it okay, let me slow down. What you can do is ask yourself, is this a belief or is this a fact? A lot of times we operate in life as if our belief is a fact. For an example, if a guy cheated on you, right? You forgave him. And let's say he right here, he know you doing your show. He get up, he go in the bathroom for like 20 minutes. You gonna swear he was on the phone with a girl. You might for the rest of the night have an attitude, not saying nothing to him. Is that a fact or a belief? That's a belief that you think he was on the phone with a girl. However, you operated in your energy as if it was a fact, like you knew for a fact, because evidence don't lie. You don't have no evidence. So I would say, to answer your question, is just pause when we're having those thoughts and getting those rabbit holes. And if it's changing our energy and stuff, pause. Is this a fact or is this something I believe? Because we can challenge beliefs. Facts are facts. And a lot of the times we operate as if it was a fact. But if you just pause for a moment and say, is this a belief or a fact? And you find out it's a belief, guess who got the power to change that belief?
Me.
You. So that would be my question. I mean, my response to that is you get to create how you think. You get to create what you believe, literally.
You know, it's so funny, like as being an adult or just growing or meeting different type of people do not know how to communicate properly. Mm-hmm. Like they can be the perfect teacher, the perfect lawyer, but people do not know how to properly communicate, and they do not know how to have uncomfortable conversations without calling it an argument or feeling some type of way afterwards. I don't understand that for the life of me. And I am one of those people where everybody around me, if you make me feel a way, I have to have a conversation with you, because I'm not going to bed feeling no type of way while you are jolly. No, I need to know why this came off the way that it did. Now, if that's what you said, then fine. But I'm a very intentional person, and I look and I pay attention to people's behaviors and patterns. So I'm gonna know if you're lying or not. But at the end of the day, like I do have those type of conversations with my day-to-day people. And I can say some people don't like that at all. And it's just so crazy how I don't know if I grew to accept or like uncomfortable conversations because of my illness. I had to be so expressive so early. I don't know if that's because that's my norm, and it's like now that I see a lot of people don't like to have it, they do a lot of deflection and blaming and finger pointing. It's like, no, stay on the topic that's at hand.
Of course, it's uncomfortable. And again, our brain's primary job is to protect us. So if you're having a conversation with someone who doesn't have the capacity to receive what you're saying, they're always going to get triggered. So the individuals that you're having conversations, you could start by saying something like, where you at? Check their energy. Because if their energy is not there or their capacity is not there, they're not going to be able to receive what you're saying anyway. You can say and they're going to be like, why you have to say it like that? And let's flip it. Imagine how many times somebody has approached you with something and you like, I know she was saying it. Is that a belief or a fact? Like, even when you say something to somebody and they energy shift, you might think like, see, I knew she took that the wrong way. But how you know that she really just thinking about when her mama told her that, and she really, her energy shift because she thinking about the time where her mama told her something that's similar to what you said, and it don't got nothing to do with you. We be so selfish thinking that the world is about us. Like my son can have an attitude, and I'm like, you ungrateful. What you walking around here with attitude? That baby could be thinking about something, a friend situation or something. Why do I think it's about me all the time? Why do I think that this hard conversation is because of me? That got to do with them. But you are right. Some people can't have those. Some people can't because they're used to being around people pleasers and no one telling them and holding them accountable. You know, like that son who mom, he ain't doing no wrong. A woman can't tell him he doing wrong. He grew up thinking that he can't do no wrong. So some of those things are programmed. We just got to be aware of that. And we got to also understand people's capacity, because you might come to me one day, but now I know my capacity. So if you're calling me and I'm like, I don't have the capacity for Savannah, I don't care if it's good, bad, or anything. I don't want to talk to anybody. I got to fill my cup up. I know that about myself. Whereas back in the day, if you would have called me, if you was one of my closest people, and then my other homegirl, I would have did it for y'all, but I would have had an attitude the whole time because I ain't really want to do it. If you would have approached me away, I ain't trying to hear that, because now you finna get everything that's really bottled up from all this other stuff I'm going through. You just was the icing on the cake. So I'm about to dump on you. So I think sometimes we take it personal, but it don't even really be personal. It just be them, what they going through in their minds. But if you find yourself having conversations, and sometimes we don't know how we come off too, but if you find yourself having conversations with people who never can take it, I just believe that those people are no longer in alignment, because you should know me. And I need my people where I am now. If you're in alignment, if I came off wrong, I need you to tell me that, so I can be like, oh, I didn't know I couldn't come to you like that. I'll be mindful of that. But for you to not to say nothing and we back and forth, and now the world know we into it and I don't know we into it, that's something different.
Very, 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 very. What roles does self-compassion play in building a healthy mindset and letting go of guilt around rest of asking for help?
Showing yourself grace, because if we operate in guilt, we operate in fear. It clouds our judgment. Remember, I'm gonna keep saying this. Our brain's primary job is to protect us. So if we're feeling down and we're bad and we're thinking this about something, that's how we're gonna look at the world. Like, we're not good enough, we're down, I shouldn't have did that, I'm not a good person, I'm this. How you gonna operate in fullness, in light, if that's what you're telling yourself at night every single day?
You can't.
You can't. That's the way you see the world. And now you don't strengthen that muscle, because our brain is the muscle. So now you don't strengthen that muscle so much that it believes it. And that's how you operate in life.
Do you believe that whatever it is that you're doing in life at that point in time, that you have to feed your mind, body, and soul? Like, you have to read it, you have to be around it, you have to, in order for it to literally truly grow how it's supposed to grow.
The mind is a muscle. You can't get the six pack you want without going to the gym and eating right. You can't get healthy if you're not eating right. So the mind is the same thing. And a lot of people, because we can't see it. So it's like out of sight, out of mind. We can see our stomach. So we like, ugh, look, even before you came, I was like, dang, do I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I say that to say the mind, we can't see the mind. So we forget about it. And we forget that we gotta eat that too. We gotta exercise that too. We gotta be mindful of that too. So absolutely, wherever you are in your life, you have to do it. Otherwise, unconsciously, in human nature, we think way more negative than we do positive.
Yeah.
So if you're not trying to combat that, then unconsciously your brain working anyway. At night, it don't never shut off. Your brain working. So now it's building the muscle in your sleep of negativity if you're not purposely trying to feed it something better. Think about it. How you gonna complain about having diabetes if you go to fast foods all the time, you eat all those like Southern meals and all of that, and you like, that's what you feeding it though. Like for me, diabetes running my family. My mom got high blood pressure. My dad had diabetes, high blood pressure. My brother, rest in peace, he was murdered. However, my brother was ill from having high blood pressure. So for me to think just because I'm me that I'm not gonna have my big sister, like, why do I think that? I gotta be mindful of that. Even though I can't see it, I gotta train my brain, my body, my soul to do things, preventive work, so I don't trigger that. Another example is I know schizophrenic runs really big in my family. So that prevented me from trying certain drugs because some of my cousins turned out like that because they tried the wrong drug. Some of them couldn't get over a heartbreak. So I trained my brain that you can get stuck in something, but when I found my mind slipping, and thank God for my support system who came and helped me realize, because when your mind slipping, you don't know it. You do not know it all the time.
The last minute sometimes.
Woo, girl. Now that's a whole nother episode. You don't know. So when they was, and I'm like, but I was like, I'll never get like that again. I'm going to feed it. So when stuff happened, now I done strengthened the positive part of my brain where that ain't going to knock me out. It might make me stagger, but it ain't going to knock me out.
That is so dope, because some people feel like that they can just show up and perform the job, but don't understand why their number's not hitting, or why this is not doing this, or not getting where it is that they need to be, because you're not performing at your potential that you should be at, because you're just showing up.
Yes,
you're not doing your homework on it.
Yes, that's where that mindset. Remember what you asked me that question earlier. That's why I believe everything starts in the mind, because when you transform your mind, or begin to transform your mind, you think different. Now you got the buy-in. Now everything you're attracting is going to be towards that thing because you're working on it. It's you. It becomes you. So now the universe like, all right, I got you. Here you go. Oh, that's you now? I got this for you. Oh, that's you now? Text Mickell right now and she going to be on your show and you've been asking her for over a year. You know what I mean? Like, you got to become it, because now I'm looking at your stuff and I'm like, yeah, I love to be on her show. You know what I'm saying? It just takes the consistency.
That's dope because I have just a little bit over a year, and I don't call them problems or issues because they haven't bothered me. But some people feel like I shouldn't be in a spot where I'm at, But I'm like, do they do what I do? Like, I do my homework. I have to have a conversation before people come on my show. I have to feel if the energy is there. I have to see if I can almost make most topic works to bring on my podcast if the topic is there. Like, I do a lot before I actually bring somebody here. And I just sometimes it's be like, if you're not doing exactly what it is that I'm doing, like, how can you sit here and try to say I don't deserve that?
Do you believe you deserve it?
For sure. Yeah, I do. Like, I do a lot. I read, you know what I'm saying? I follow podcasters now. I follow who I inspire to be like, all types of stuff.
And that's why your numbers show. And that's why you're getting guests. And that's why it's growing, because you deserve it. You know the work you putting out. The moment you stop to tell everybody why you deserve it, that's time away from you studying. That's time away from people gonna think that. People don't think I deserve to be a therapist. People don't think I deserve to be a millionaire because I was a teen mom. I used to be a drug dealer. I tried dancing before, and Lord knows if I'm glad ain't no videos of us because we had so many gang fights growing up. Like, I'm so glad that social media was not popping, okay? Like, all of that. And I say that to say because people don't, but I know. When I didn't know, that's why I asked you, do you believe you deserve it? You do. And I seen it in I feel it just shows. Like, this is you. Like, I see it. You don't even have to tell me you study because I just know. But when you have a knowing over your life, people, it's going to say that. You got to just know it. And then you going to grow to the point that we're not just gonna say we don't care. You gonna own you don't care, and you never gonna even mention it because it comes with the territory.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to mention it, but this the show for authentically.
No, you should.
Like, yeah, and the goal was always for me to get picked up. And I got Tone looking over things right now because 2 shows reached out to me to pick up, and my thing is for if I'm able to keep my creativity that I have here, then yeah. But if I go, of course he's on because he helped me with this whole situation. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't have me produce like most people think. Like, he can't get up here and talk for me. He doesn't come up with my questions. He doesn't. He can't make me perform the way I do on camera. You know what I'm saying? He does do everything on the back end.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that for you to say like I said it because
people say that. So that's
I know they do. But listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying people say that, but there's going to get to a point where you don't care so much. Not because you don't care and you making yourself not care. It's going to be because you cannot deny your light. You're going to own it so much that you're not even going to be able to hear what they're saying because you're going to be so far on it. I'm saying from experience, like, I got to the point where I did care. That was like my biggest thing. I always care what people think about me. Like, just growing up, period. That's always been like my thing I needed to grow from. I always knew that. Boom. Then I got to a point where I'm like, I don't care no more, where I would just say it, but I still care because we're human, right?
Right.
But then when you so far in your craft and stuff, we're human. You're always going to care like this because it's your craft and you tailor to people. So you got to care about but let's not make it inside of us. Let's not make what they say become a part of our belief system and then question us like, well, I do this, I do that. It's going to get to a point where you ain't even gotta be like, he do the behind, but I'm doing the questions or not. But I love that you mentioning it because you're going to remember the transitional part to when you was so much light that you didn't even hear the naysayers anymore. I'm so far gone. I don't even know what people say anymore. My team don't let me, but there was a time, baby, I was strolling, and you might catch me on a good day doing a number 2, strolling like what? Because then they throw you off. I had one white guy, not saying like being prejudiced or whatever, but he said something about the TED. Like, he was like, oh, another one of those. What? Instantly, my inside said, what? I got all these people saying all these beautiful things, but that one thing, and that's when I check myself ASAP. I worked through that. Don't let the enemy I don't care about that no more. Whatever. Next. If we're not careful, we'll get so caught up into that and we'll forget the beauty. That's the trick of the enemy, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And he definitely keep me balanced. That was the goal. I'm like, I'll go, you go, so that was the goal. So yeah, for sure. And I normally only do my show for an hour, but because it's you, I was just like,
listen.
I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So building support community. How does mindset influence the way people set boundaries or create safe spaces for themselves?
Mindset is everything, because if you don't have the mindset, you will think that you're being mean when you set a boundary. And if you don't have a certain mindset, people will manipulate you to cut your boundary. Then you will be mad and be burnt out and have an irritation. The reason why we get irritated when we do things for people, when we're irritated, that means they crossed the boundary. That means that you weren't supposed to do it anyway. You just didn't know how to say no. So it's mindset. Mindset helps you know I'm doing this for me. It has nothing to do with you. And if you think it's something about you, then that's on you. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not creating boundaries for people. I'm creating boundaries for me because I love me that much. And if I don't have that mindset, it can trip you up every time. Especially when it comes to your kids, your spouse, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Oh, them the most ones who test and try to push your boundaries.
And I had to learn that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh well.
And it don't feel good.
It
When we
don't
got to
feel
stick to a
good.
boundary, what? When I got to stick to a boundary, sometimes I go cry because I love people, but I know I got to do it for me.
I was like, Mickell, come on. This what you was like, no. I'm like,
It
I
be
never
like
just went
that.
there no more.
It be like that. It be like that. I'm telling you.
Oh my God. Okay. For those supporting loved ones with lupus or any other autoimmune diseases, what mindset shifts do they need in order to truly be aligned?
Understand them, ask them, have conversations with them so they can understand what's going on in their mind, in their brain. Um, that's what I would say. Just really have real conversations and be open to how they feeling so you can perceive the world how they're perceiving so you can get more understanding. Case in point, my godson, he was diagnosed with this my little thing. My husband have his webinar right now, but I love you, so I'm gonna stay on too.
Uh,
Yeah, he has
Love
sickle
you back.
cell, and he's in the hospital a lot. And I didn't. My god sister has sickle cell, so when we used to go, you met my god sister Vegas.
Yeah.
So when we used to go swimming and stuff when we were younger, we didn't understand how sometimes she would have to leave and go to the hospital, like not understanding, like we're to us like what we just went swimming, but some things would trigger episodes. And then with my godson, seeing how much my homegirl had to be in the hospital and things like that, it made me slow down and want to understand it more. And because I slowed down and understand it more, it helped my mindset differently. And now I'm more mindful of how to come to them, or I'm not as for my god sister, we're grown now, so I'm not as hard on her on certain stuff. And then when my godson, I'm more a little bit not fragile, treating him different, but I just have a new understanding. You might not can get up and play with the kids because you have a swollen leg, and not think, why you ain't playing with the kids? Back in my day, we all just used to play with the. So it's more of an understanding, not treating them different, but now you got a more of a awareness. Right. You're not gonna expect somebody in a wheelchair to get up and run and chase you, right? Because you have an understanding. You're not gonna baby them, but you just gonna be like, okay, they can't do this, let them do this, So that's what I would say as far as mindset. Get an understanding.
And that's why I used to tell people, or still tell people to this day, like when they ask me what it is, I'll tell them, but I'll be like, go read. Yeah. Because it will stick to you better if you go read versus me just telling you what it is. Like, I could tell you what it is all day. You're going to be like, oh, no, you're go read.
Yes, literally.
And a lot of people don't like to read. So it's just like they don't know. And I feel like that's why primarily lupus is not in the forefront like how it should be.
It should be. Like, you even made me aware of lupus, and doing one of your events I was speaking at, so I did some research, and I didn't even realize how many famous people had lupus, and they would say like they were sick, but for some reason I didn't know it was lupus. And I'm like, oh, she has lupus, she got lupus, he got lupus. Like, it just and I'm like, why are we not talking about this? And then you do your research and you see how much more African American. It is like, why we're not talking about this? That's why I love and respect your show, because people don't read, but people look at podcasts now. So shows like this is wanted and is needed so people can be aware of these situations.
That makes me feel so good, because even though like I show up every day and do it, like it just makes me feel so good when I get the feedback. Like I had supported LSU in Illinois for their walk, and people just heard me talk and they came over, and it was not our people. They came over and it was just giving me all the grace, and that just do a lot for me, because like I'm a very adamant about it, and I know part of the reason why we're not getting acknowledged how we need to get acknowledged, and the people that has the tools that they have to help us is not. So it just makes me feel good when we can come together even on a smaller level to do just a little bit of something. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to personal insight and encouragement. What mindset helped you overcome challenges in your own life and careers?
Being okay with my story. When I started being okay with my story, I'm in doctorate school, and
congratulations. I was going to ask for the exclusive later, but go ahead.
Yes. So when I first started, we had to present, and part of it was our story. And I'm like, listen, where I grew up in my background, baby, listen, if you look up therapy credentials in my life, baby, they don't mix, okay? So when they had me do that, and it was in front of a lot of people who don't look like us, not around our age, probably over 60 and higher. So when I did that, that shifted my mindset, because they didn't shame me for it. They was like, whoa, and you're here. And that response let me understand the power in my story. So when I realized the power in my story, I started accepting so much stuff that I hid and I didn't want to talk about. And my son, he will put the icing on the cake. He had saw a journal of mine. My mom keep a lot of stuff. So he was going through the basement and he was like, Mom, I found this journal.
Nosy butt.
Right. And I'm like, you ain't read it, did you? He was like, no, I ain't read it. But then we got to talking. He was like, yeah, because at one time when you dropped nail, wait a minute, how you, if you ain't read it? And he showed me the power of my story. He like, Mama, people need to know this version of you because they do not know. So it was like simultaneously me going through that class and him saying that, which made me realize the power of my story. And I had forgot so much, not because my brain forgot it, it's because I was so wanting to get out of it, that you forget, because society say that's not good. So when you say mindset, it was accepting my story. When I accepted my story, I was able to find the power. When you find the power in your story and who you are, they can't do nothing with you. Nope. My exes can't threaten me. My people who I used to be cool with can't be like, I'm gonna let the world. They used to, because I didn't want the world to know a lot. But if I own my story, how could you make me feel shame about my story? This is my life. I lived in my life. Like, no, this is my world. Like, so that was the mindset. When I learned the power of my story, my mindset shift and I became bolder. And I wish them up would. What you gonna do? And I need to tell my story so more little girls that made a mistake don't think their life is over. It's because as grown people want to make it seem like we forgot what we used to do when we used to do what we used to do. And you making these little girls feel so shamed, like we don't go through nothing. Imagine what they look like. They can see a Black therapist, but imagine the difference when they see a Black therapist, but they know that she used to live just like them, experience some of the same thing, had to overcome some of them same hate things that was installed in my head so deeply, and had to unlearn those things. She gonna believe me a little bit more. Where society told me I should be ashamed, that's inspiring to the next young girl who I'm waiting to come behind me.
That is just so dope. Like you are absolutely right. Can't nobody do anything with you once you decide to own your story. Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't even know which one to say, that I didn't start going through things until later on in my life. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know the things that I was going through when, you apply for things or whatever, mm-hmm. that it was a checklist, because mm-hmm. I had everything all right. And mm-hmm. it was never questionable because I wasn't going through anything to say a no. So to have all of that, and I called you on that. You was like, get in front of it. But everything in me didn't want to get in front of it, because mm-hmm. I'm like, what the heck? They are trying to destroy my whole life. But I do talk about it more often than not. And I do bring it up because I just feel like people should be aware. You know what I'm saying? And it's not okay to just do malicious things and think nothing can happen to you. You can do, cease and desist and do all of those things. Like, it's not okay to go through those traumatic experiences mm-hmm. just because somebody is upset. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so I do have something in the works of that, because it's what you do and you don't know. But at the end of the day, like, that was very, like, I don't know why it was shameful. Maybe because the title of it all.
No, it's
You know
because
what I
society
mean?
make us shameful. If we're doing anything other than, it didn't matter the title. If we're doing anything other than what they say, that the founder and visionary of Lupus Has No Face, if society say you're supposed to be this, anything other than that, you're gonna think that that's shameful. I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be taking shots. Oh my gosh, I'm a CEO of the shot. If that's what I'm on, now if I ain't on that, because God, like, you ain't on that this season, then I ain't on that this season. But you can't, like, I get it and I understand, because that was me. Like, man, I wish we had longer, because society really trapped me in thinking that I was supposed
you
to
come
this,
back
that,
on here
that.
when you come back to Milwaukee.
Listen, because they really trick you and think that, you not supposed to this, or you not, and it do make you shameful, and it make you be so scared, because society tricks want you to live in fear. If you live in fear, then they got you.
Scared wasn't the word. Being scared or not knowing how to comprehend, couldn't think straight, couldn't nothing. But it was so crazy, because I promise you, that's when I learned weapons formed against me when I posture me. Like, I always said it, but I never knew what it meant into that. Like, things coming for you. Like, I feel like the successful that you become, you're going to be hit with unexplainable things. But I feel like that's to help you to sustain the success that you get when you get it. You know what I mean? And I feel like success comes with a different type of level of strength. And I just feel that way. And that's my opinion of going through those dark times, because this is like, how did we even get here? And I was being so blessed in going through that, and nothing touched me. So I was just like, God knew what he was doing. Like, I felt like it was the darkest times of my life, but it really wasn't. Like, it was just like, I need to get you ready.
Yes, think about the butterfly in the cocoon. Think about the evolution of the diamond. It has to go through so many things. Nobody wants the coal, but everybody wants the shiny diamond. But you don't think about all of the hard things they have to go through. And I love what you said as well, because God will put us through some stuff. Like, we'll be like, oh, I just want peace, and then expect peace. No, God gonna put you through some things where you have no choice but to surrender to peace, because you done been through so many things. Now you know how to deal with things and have emotional intelligence and not take it so personal. So now you can definitely live in peace now. And some of these things I learned from my girl Sarah Jakes. Some things are qualified attacks. We don't want to go through anything. We just want the end be all, and that's what it is. Some things are qualified attacks, because God needs to strengthen you in this area you still lack. Mickell, you still care what people think. So let me post your son on social media and everybody think he a fucking murderer. You know what I'm saying? You got all these professionals call. The old me would have been so embarrassed. The new me, y'all late. This all we already in the, me and God done talk. We got the behind scenes, but so much was coming at me. I had to know, like, no, this an attack. This a qualified attack. Why? Because it's strengthening me. And had I not gone through what I've been through in my life, just in this transforming through the TED Talks and stuff, it would have hit me different. But now I'm more poised. Now I can go into whatever room with my legs crossed, with my son on social media platforms, and everybody texting me, still being Dr. Mickell Dent, because it doesn't change anything. I'm still a light. I still transfer lives. Like, that's what it is. So sometimes we go through things because it makes us form into this. I'm like, that's the worst thing people could have ever did to me. What? We're talking about my ex, who we were legally married for 10 years, and you want to see me in jail because I missed 3 days with the kid? Stop. I can't make this life up. I cannot make my life up. People will be like, how are you here? When we were doing Women Evolved, and we was doing BFG Evolution, the first day I went to go tip our waiter, Sarah just said that sometimes it's a qualified attack. 10 minutes later, I looked in one of my accounts. It was negative $7,000. You talking about qualified attacks? And I'm like, what? And I did some investigation. It was my account with my daughter, and she had got involved in some scam and stuff, but that was just that. And here I am. Day one, this is a 4-day run. And God, you want me to show up and smile in these women's faces and talk about how God is and evolve? I want to go beat her up right now. You talking about some tests, baby. Listen.
No, for real. Like, and that's why, like, you used to say, like, I'll see you with me. And I said, but like, I watch you close up front. I make it my business to attend whatever it is that you have and things of that nature, because like my connection with you is just so different. You probably would never understand it. but it definitely is different. And so when you say that, it's just like, yeah, like I synced you here, there, there, and there. And everything you said, it has became and it has evolved. And I'm just like, this girl be talking her stuff. And it wasn't 5 years, 10 years, none of that. Yo, turnaround has been crazy quick. Has been crazy quick. And then you talking about qualified attacks. I couldn't understand that for the life of me. Leaving Sarah Jakes, coming back to a phone call saying my son been shot 6 times.
Just like that.
I'm just like, what type of
like
crap is this? You're supposed to be covering me right now. Like, how did you let me come home to this? You know what I'm saying? But I understood it on a different type of level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
let me distract you, Savannah. How dare you get poured into and be crying and surrender to me? How dare you? The enemy like, you think it was sweet. I got something for you when you land. I couldn't believe it. When I saw it, I said, yo, how? Like, I mean, not how, but how? Like, we just was having this beautiful moment. I'm like, the enemy, you work that fast. You work that fast.
It was crazy, and I developed PTSD over that. Literally, I did. But it's just like I'm starting to learn. Well, I've been new, but I'm starting to actually learn and make sense of it. Like I said, anything that's glitter and glam that we want, we're going to go through hell and high water to get it, so we are able to sustain it when we do get it.
Or we because it's like not we got it.
No, you can't. We ain't gonna be able to fake like we got glitter and glam. I guess you can on social media.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because that's some stuff that you got to go through to actually really get it. And then if you really actually go through the Bible, not to be saying like that, but everybody wasn't perfect in the Bible. People stole, cheated, all types of stuff, but God used them for their strengths to carry out the duties that He needs to carry out. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother thing.
It is, ready for. I talk about that a lot, and I'm like, we talk about Jesus, the disciples. I'm like, do y'all know? First off, Jesus was gangster. Do y'all know who he had on his squad? Like, do y'all know who he had on his squad? But y'all want to say I'm wrong because that's
what I say.
A few people.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So I do get what you're saying though, and it does happen. It is qualified attacks, and people don't know what we go through behind closed doors. But when you want to get to that glamour and that glitter and you do it for real and it ain't just social media, baby, can't nobody take that from me.
No.
Anybody who see me, people be like, oh, you like you are on social media? Yes, I am my brand, literally. Like, I'm my brand. Sometimes on social media, I'm like, come on, women. Y'all know y'all was stupid. Like, why would y'all do that? And I'm going to say that in person. But I'm also like, you, what up, queen? What's up, boss? And I'm like that because I'm a girl's girl for real. Mm-hmm. People be acting like, but I'm that for real.
I got the chance to experience that, not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But I got the chance to experience that at, I don't know if this was the second event or the first event you was at, but you really took care of me. That was the first time that I had a woman that was making sure my hair was straight. And like, you did it effortlessly. Like, you made sure it was no stress and you showed up bad. Like, you had your stuff together, your heels on, and you was taking care of another. I never seen that a day in my life. I wasn't doing it for people. I never seen that a day in my life.
That's and crazy though, like, right?
This girl right here, that's why I will always speak highly in your name. Like, I don't care who comes. Can't nobody come tell me nothing about you. Like, they just can't. It just won't happen.
But if you think about it, Queen, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let you ask this. We can wrap up.
Yes.
But it's so crazy because when you are light, I've saw so many times when I'm light and I grow to a certain point where my light shines bright, that triggers people insecurities, and then I'm the villain in their story. And it took me a long time to be okay with being somebody's villain because I'm like, what? I did this when nobody was there. I'm this. It wasn't for that was God. God used me to be there. So it's like people don't wait. What you say? That sounds like a word.
You're shining lights in their dark moments, places that they're trying to hide.
That part.
And they got mad to expose it.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it will turn your light. So as you're growing and as you're doing the deeper and deeper work, I need you to understand that sometimes people will say things about you. You got to just know who you are so much that it don't affect you. Why? Because I have duality on me for a reason. Two things could be true. In their story, you could be the villain. I was the villain in people's story, not because they made it up. I was really bogus, but it was a version of me. I remember driving one day, I was cracking up. I was like, "Oh, Mickell, you was bogus. Like you was out of order. I would have beat your ass if I was you." Like, but at that time, I did not think I was wrong. Like, what you mean? You shouldn't have did this. You was bogus. So I say that to say, sometimes we are the villain in people's story, but that don't change who we are. That don't change it. They hung Jesus. They didn't like that he was giving light and showing people how you can heal within, and you don't need all this extra stuff. So they ain't like that. They not gonna like us, but it's okay. We want to be perfect. We want everybody to love us. We don't love everybody. Some people it's irritating. I'm like, you too bubbly for me. I ain't in the mood. Like, so you got to know that some people gonna feel like that about you too. That's their world. Sure. It don't have to become your world. So as I'm transitioning and as I'm growing, I want to tell you, because you are a beautiful queen that is doing the work and you're starting to get it where you're like, okay, I got to go deeper and deeper. So in that, I just want you to be okay of being the villain sometimes, because two things can be true. In their world, you were the villain. You have no points to prove. Give them that. That's their world. That don't got nothing to do with Savannah world. In your world, you just so happens to believe you're a light, and those people that you're attracting believe that you are a light. Keep being that, because the moment you step from your light, it's in the Proverbs, and go to their darkness, you're gonna get wrapped up in that, because it's a lot of darkness out here. And just like I like being light, you like being light, there are some people who just like being dark, and there's nothing you can say that's gonna make them see light, because they've been blind too long. So don't try. Just be okay with being their victim and let them go their way. I'm glad you realized I was your victim. I mean, your villain. So now let me go away and I'll be the villain, and I got to deal with you, because I don't deal with villains in my world. If you my villain, I don't even want you around. So I will bow out gracefully and let me go in my world. I can stay being the villain, but that don't change my life. That's your world that you got to deal with me being the villain. In my world, hey, we living it up. We getting calls where people want to pick us up over here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love that. So we're going to wrap this up. Where can listeners connect with you or learn more about Boss Fly Girls?
Okay, so I have Therapist Mickell D. My website was Mickell D. That still works, but now we've converted it to Therapist Mickell D. When you go to Therapist Mickell D, you step into my world. What is my world? I am a licensed therapist. However, I'm that transformational coach. So when you go to Therapist Mickell D and you want to learn about Boss Fly Girls, you'll go on that transformational coach. We have our own community now, which I'm so excited about that. We have our own private community. So that's how you'll be able to get access to that. Or you can just go to bossflygirls.com and you'll get access that way. And then on Facebook, we have a private community on Facebook. It's Boss Fly Girls Collaboration. So you can find us there, but we're transitioning out. So the best way I would say is bossflygirls.com.
Do you have anything that's coming up?
Yes, I'm so excited. So we have Prepare, our Prepare series. My husband and I do every year. We do Prepare 24, Prepare 25. So we have Prepare 26 that is coming out. That's December 14th is the day. I think it's a Sunday. So the 12th or the 14th. I believe it's the 14th, but that's coming. And then Boss Fly Girls, we are about to roll out for our Boss Fly Girls Evolution for 2026. So those tickets will come out next week. I'm excited about that. Look, I'm like, hint. But then lastly, we just launched our private community, but I'm doing a big launch on October 1st where I'm going to go. It's just going to be a big thing. So y'all make sure that y'all follow us on social media platforms. On Instagram, I'm therapist_Mickell D.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Y'all tap in. Y'all will not be sorry. Tap in. You will not be sorry.
Oh my gosh. And I'm so sorry. Yeah. And then also starting next month, you'll be able to pre-purchase my book. It's called Moral of the Story.
Wait, did we just get the exclusive?
You did.
Wait, what did it say? Hold on. What's the book called again?
Moral of the Story. Y'all know I'll be doing my long like Moral of the Story. So my book is called Moral of the Story. And I just got the okay from my marketing team that it was okay to say it because it's launched in the back office. So Moral of the Story, underneath it say the psychology behind it. Because the reason this book is so amazing, because parts of it is clips from my life about just my childhood, growing up and all of that. And I talk about the psychology about it. A lot of people think moral of the story is something cute at the end of my post. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. Sometimes that moral of the story, I sit on that for days. That be God, like, just tell it to him like this. So the moral of the story, I want people to think different. Like, I'm going to start with moral of the story because some people go past my long post just to see the moral of the story. So I start with the moral of the story and then I break it down. For an example, it might be Moral of the story, girl, that nigga ain't shit. Now I'm telling you a story about when I had low self-esteem, when I did this, so you can understand the psychology of how you ended up with that dude that you in your gut you was better than. You know what I mean? So that's what the book is about.
Where can they purchase it?
Go to Therapist Mickell. I almost finished saying MickellD.com. TherapistMickellD.com. There is a link for you to purchase the book. I'm so excited.
I'm excited. We're going to put our orders in today. Make sure you guys go there, share the link. Okay. And what are some takeaways that you would like our guests to take?
Some takeaways is there is a difference between fact and belief. And a lot of the times where we're like, oh, why this? If it ain't one thing, it's another. If it's this, you're attracting those things. Sometimes we operate on belief when we should be operating on facts. If you operate on belief only, mind you, I'm not talking about the faith and things like that. But if you're operating on that negative belief, you're building a muscle in your brain. So your brain is not even going to open up to know the possibilities. Is thinking about the problems. You're training your brain to look for problems instead of solutions every time you're complaining about something. So I challenge you, ask yourself, if you're feeling away, if you're in your bag about something, in your body about something, ask yourself, is it a fact or is this a belief? Because if it's a belief, it's something you made up. And if you made that up, you have the ability to make something else up in your mind. For an example, if no one showed up and you're like, don't nobody mess with me. See, I had everybody back. They ain't nothing. Who told you that? Did somebody call you and say, I don't mess with you, that's why I ain't coming? Is that a fact or a belief? So that's my biggest takeaway is watch those belief systems when you're operating in fact, because a lot of us cause trauma in our lives and we don't even know it. We don't even know it.
She done dropped some jewels for you guys. I definitely will have her back on this show. Don't be surprised, but do not forget to book your tickets for the Prepare 26. Yeah, Prepare 26 in December and go get her book. So thank you guys for tuning in. We are live every Wednesday at 6:30 on all platforms. If you did miss today, please go to Lupus Has No Face podcast. And while you're there, like, share, and subscribe. Till next time.